Hey, it's June, which means happy Pride, everyone. Lord knows by the time you're seeing this video, it's still June because it's still June. Editing Gabe. I know what you're thinking. Oat flour is not gonna be a little... No, not at all. To the contrary, you will be so proud of having tried this recipe. Pride pancakes. Today at Café Gabe. Okay, this is gonna take like 20 minutes at most, right? And a lot of that's gonna be waiting. So to begin, oat flour. You can buy oat flour, easy, right? Honestly, I just prefer to make my own because I already have rolled oats for oatmeal or whatever else I make. And it's just ultimately blended up oats. So just cheaper for me, easier for me to make it myself. On that note, the 1.5 cups that I have measured for the recipe is of rolled oats that I have then blended. If you're gonna use oat flour directly as it comes when you buy it, start with a little bit less, maybe like 1 cup and, I don't know, would that be 2/5, something like that. Something a little less, because I suspect that the prepped oat flour will just have more volume of oat flour in it and it'll just mess up the ratio. So if you buy pre-prepped oat flour, just use a little less than 1.5 cups, finish off, see the consistency. If it seems a bit off, go ahead and add a little more, a little bit at a time. But on that note, I have our oat flour already ground up here, and here are the results. This stuff is fine. This stuff is fine. Okay, we are doing good. To that, let's go ahead and mix all of our dries together. I've got my baking powder right here. Gonna get me that nice tablespoon worth. It might seem like a lot of baking powder, but trust me, it'll be worth it. We're gonna get these pancakes nice and fluffs. Boom, throw that in there, as well as a tablespoon of our sugar. Beautiful. And I'm gonna equate a pinch of salt to a few turns of this jazz. 5, boom, gorgeous. Now, all we have to do is whisk that together. We do wanna mix it first. Beautiful, love it. So, have our dries blended. Now, let's prepare our wets. Gonna start with our oat milk. I'll tell you right now, I've done this with 3 kinds of milk at this point. Oat milk, whole milk, and those Core Power protein shakes that I used on that overnight oats recipe from like years ago. Pretty dang good if you haven't tried it. Another good oat dish. But for this one, we're gonna stick with making it completely dairy-free. I need 1.25 cups of oat milk. Gorgeous. Love it. I need a whole egg and 3 tablespoons of our canola oil. Now, could you replace canola oil with full butter if you didn't want to worry about being dairy-free? I'm sure. I haven't done it, but I have 0 reason to think it wouldn't work. Last thing, splash of our vanilla. I'm not going to bother measuring this because I never freaking do. I just want a smidge. Beautiful. Now, with our whisk, a nice mix. You know what else I could use? God damn. Use the bigger bowl. 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 Use the bigger wok. A bigger bowl. Why didn't you do this? We do want to try to get that egg yolk nice and broken up. Honestly, you whisk the egg yolk before. I mean, if you whisk the egg ahead of time, it'd probably be easier to mix. But if you use a bigger bowl, there wouldn't be an issue to begin with. All right, I like that mix. Now we're going to just mix them together. Easy. Easy, yes. Get all the good stuff out of there. And let's continue that mixing. Now, because we're using oat flour, an interesting thought. A lot of the time you don't want to overmix pancake batter because it will become dense. So you want to just mix it just until incorporated. There's no gluten in an oat flour based pancake. So I don't actually know if that still applies. I'm going to assume it does. At least I have been assuming that it does. I really just want to mix until there's no dry left, which you can probably feel at the bottom. But once I feel like I've got all the dries mixed in, I'm going to stop. So I'm going to give us a few more turns here. I still see a couple little lumps, and that's what I want. A little bit of lumpiness, a little bit of chonkiness, and that's a-okay. Now, sprinkles. Gonna go for it, okay? We're actually gonna also add some on top when we're cooking them. Let's get a few in there in the mix. So take a nice little pinch here. and just sprinkle them in. That's probably about 2 tablespoons worth of sprinkles. Okay, now, the other 10 minutes, we're gonna just let this sit for 10 minutes. Let the baking powder get absorbed, start doing its thing, let everything incorporate, let everything kind of saturate as well. If you, at least in my experience, if you just go ahead and start cooking now, they come out a little bit runny and they get really flat and thin, don't cook evenly. Hey, 10 minutes, God, you can wait 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes. See you soon. Okay, it's been those 10 minutes. We're gonna do one more thing really fast and transfer the batter to any kind of container you have with a spout. Let us, and I hate being left-handed in this regard, but we're gonna just... That was nearly seamless, flawless. Getting all of it out of there. Now I'm probably only gonna make a couple of these because I'm just one man, but this makes about 5 to 6 of these sized pancakes, right? About the size of my little small skillet here. I'm gonna set my pan to like medium. I don't like cutting pieces of butter for no reason, so I'm literally gonna just grease the bottom of this like so. Now, as you cook these, the pan will get kind of hotter, so you might want to turn down the heat after about the second or third one, but for right now, we should be fine. So, got a nice coating of my butter there, my plant butter, and now I'm gonna just pour that in. About there, yeah, beautiful. And now I'm gonna let that start to cook. And now we wait. While that is cooking, I'm gonna sprinkle on a few more sprinkles on the top here. These top sprinkles will probably get a little crispy after we flip, but it's fine. Obviously the sprinkles are also very optional. This is purely for the festivities of the month. Editing Gabe, I swear to God, if you don't release this video in June. Now with pancakes, they say, wait for the bubbles to kind of come up out of the top. I see a few little bubbles coming around the edge, but for us to know that the bottom is set, ideally you want some bubbles coming up through the middle as well. That way the whole thing, you have an idea, is set. I'm not gonna move it yet though. Patience is a virtue. I am the farthest thing from a virtuous man that may have ever existed, but still, I have my standards. It's gonna take a few minutes on the first side, only about a minute or 2 on the second. Okay, how are we doing? A little give there, yeah. Little movement, y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey! Honestly, like a minute or 2, it doesn't need much more. Let me grab a plate. I trust that to be done. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Let's give you the close-up here. Look at the colors, my goodness. That could not have worked better. Nice and firm. All right, let's make another. Same deal. As you can see, you can tell my pan is extra hot now, so we're gonna lower that down to a true medium. I'm gonna pour a little bit more around this time, see if I can get an evener. Okay, there we go. That's a much bigger pancake. And there are a few problems that don't actually exist. Few problems that actually exist better than having too big of a pancake. Perfect English, it's my native language. People don't seem to think that's true. It is I am American. My native language is English, yes. I just talk too fast. While it's sizzling, let's add some more sprinkles to the top here. Clean hands, hopefully. Look at them bubbles going. Okay, almost there. It's almost breakfast time at 6 p.m. on a Saturday. There's a guy on YouTube I like. He talks about learning how to judge things based on little appearance versus time. That's kind of what we're doing here. I could measure the time. I'm going to guesstimate again 3 to 4 minutes per side. However, use your eyes. Learn these things. When these bubbles are coming up in the middle, that means the middle is starting to set as well. And we're getting more heat coming through it, more of those bubbles coming up. That's what we want. But I want to test how we're doing here. Oh, yes. Now, the trick to a good flip of a pancake is no fear. Do it with confidence. 3, 2, 1. Confidence by Chef Gabe. Fragrance for Chef Gabe's. Shit, Jesus Christ. Gorgeous, okay. Again, 30 seconds, a minute-ish at this point. I love this crispness. You're gonna see the difference on these two textures here in a second. And I almost recommend using a bit more batter than you think. This one, they're both gonna taste fine, right? But these thicker boys are the name of the game. So, boom. Look at this. Can you believe it? Dangerously tilting the angle, it's gonna fall. Oh, it's so hot, ow. My friends, we are nearly there. I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit because I don't want to burn the shit out of my mouth, and then we're going to serve and enjoy. All right, guys, taste test. Look at this beautiful thing. I'm gonna add some fresh strawberries just for the flair. Obviously optional. Now, this is regular whipped cream. I won't lie, I forgot to buy dairy-free whipped cream. Let's go ahead. Got a dollop of that good stuff. Cut into our pancake. And just see how proud we are. Take a look at that, everyone. Get in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Color all the way through. Everyone, as always. Thank you so much for coming to Café Gabe. Happy Pride to all my friends that celebrate. Love is love. We lean on each other. We get through these times. Love is not political. So I'll make that statement again. Happy Pride to everybody. You have a giant ally in Chef Gabe without any hesitation. On that note, hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I've got new recipes coming out. This one's definitely coming out before July 1st. If you tried this and liked it, please like the video. And if you have any comments for me, ideas, questions, try something different. Did you maybe sub out the milk type? Heck, I mean, maybe try, I don't know, almond flour? Let me know. Hey, I would love to hear it. That being said, guys, as always, thank you so much for coming to Café Gabe. Use the bigger bowl and stay hungry for me. Adios. Oh, yes.